Hey guys, it's Cece, and today I am here to talk about my Spookathon TBR. The first thing I need you to know is that I spent a lot of time digging through unopened boxes and suitcases to locate this sweater, which I call my grandma sweater, because we are 10 days into October, at least as of filming this, and I haven't worn this sweater yet, and what is the point of owning a grandma sweater that is Halloween specific if I'm not going to wear it in October? But besides that important bit of info about my wardrobe, today I'm also going to be talking about the 5 books that I'm planning on reading during the Spookathon, which is a Halloween themed readathon hosted by Lala over at the channel Books and Lala. I have big goals for this Spookathon. I don't know why. I have been reading faster, but not this fast, so decisions were made. Decisions were made when it comes to this TBR. Yeah, there are 5 challenges. I'm planning on reading 5 books, and the readathon is running from October 14th to the 20th, so it's coming up fast. If you want more info, I will leave Lala's channel linked below. I will leave the official Spookathon Twitter linked below. You can follow it all the places, and I'm going to talk about the 5 challenges and the book that I'm going to be reading for each of those 5 challenges. So let's just go ahead and get started. Challenge number 1 is to read a thriller. So for this challenge, I'm going to be reading In a Dark, Dark Wood by Ruth. Ware. So I have never read a book by Ruth Ware before. This will be the first one, and I know a lot of people have said that her books have gotten better with time. Like, her last couple have been really hyped. Her earlier books weren't as hyped as being, really good, but I found this recently at a Value Village, and I decided to just, dip my toes in. I've never read anything by Ruth Ware before, so we're gonna try it out. This was supposed to be spooky. This book literally doesn't have a summary. On the back, inside, there's no summary. So I know that there is a Halloween tale that's the first thing you read about a dark, dark house, and in the dark, dark house there's a dark, dark room, and I know that this is about childhood friends who haven't seen each other in a long time and something to do with a dark, dark house and a dark, dark room, but that's literally it. So I'm going into this one kind of blind. It's a thriller. We'll see how I feel about it. The second challenge is to read a book with red on the cover, and for this challenge I am going to be reading All the Bad Apples by Moira Fowley-Doyle. This is a brand new YA release. One of my most hyped releases of the year. This is about a girl named Dina who has kind of a rough birthday. On the day of her 17th birthday and the day that she finally comes out to her family, her sister is seen jumping off of a cliff. Honestly, most of the people in Dina's family aren't surprised to hear this because it seems like a string of bad luck has always kind of haunted the women in this family. And then Dina starts getting letters from her sister, impossible letters since her sister is dead, which say that the women in Dina's family aren't just followed by bad luck, they're actually being followed by a generations old curse. So I'm really excited to read this one. I absolutely love Spellbook of the Lost and Found, Moira Fowley-Doyle's last book. This book has a lesbian protagonist. I'm guessing it's going to be just as eerie and odd, and it's been getting all the hype. So that is my next pick. The third challenge is to read a book with a spooky word in the title, and for that challenge I'm going to be reading Her Body and Other Parties by Carmen Maria Machado. This is a stretch. Lala said that we could interpret, the spooky word however we wanted. I'm gonna say body is my spooky word. This title in general has always made me feel very unsettled, so I felt like in honoring the theme of the prompt, this worked well, but I think body can be a pretty spooky word, especially in the context of this title. This is a short story collection, 8 stories that map the realities of women's lives and the violence visited upon their bodies, which is pretty spooky. But this is supposed to be very genre-bending, it's part speculative, there's psychological realism, there are horror elements, and I am really interested in it. I read another short story collection at the beginning of this month that has comparisons to this one, and it was a 5-star read, so I'm really eager to read this. There are 8 stories, which means I'm hoping to read 1 story a day, and then one day I'll read 2 stories. Hopefully I'll be getting through this throughout the week. The fourth challenge is to read a book with a spooky setting, and for this one I'm going to be reading Hotel Dare by Blas and Claudia Aguirre, which is a graphic novel. I'm giving myself a break on this one. This is about a girl named Olive and her adopted siblings. They go and visit their abuela at her hotel, and when they are there, they discover that different doors in the hotel lead to different magical worlds. But it specifically says on the back that when they go and stay with their abuela, it's at her creepy hotel. So this is going to have a creepy setting, and thus it is perfect for this prompt. And the final Spookathon challenge is to read a book you wouldn't normally read, and for this one, I'm going to be reading Last Ones Left Alive by Sarah Davis-Goff, which is already out. This is an ARC, but it's already out. This is a sort of dystopian book that originally caught my eye because it said for fans of Station 11, but it's definitely out of my comfort zone because I don't read a ton of apocalyptic books, but more specifically, this apocalyptic scenario was caused by a zombie-like disease called the Scrake. And I definitely never read anything close to touching, like, zombie fiction. It's very, very rare for me as far as, like, books. I like zombie movies. I don't really love zombie books, but this is supposed to be, like, a literary apocalypse novel centering women, so I had to ask to read it. It's gonna be an adventure. Also, I believe the main character has 2 moms, which I'm pretty excited about, and it is set in Ireland. I actually think All the Bad Apples is also set in Ireland. Ireland is like a spooky setting. I adore Ireland. It's like my favorite place I've ever visited in the world, so I'm like chasing that. I've got to read more books about Ireland. This is definitely not a traditional read for me, and definitely one that's out of my comfort zone, so I think it's perfect for this last challenge. So there you go. Those are the books that I'm planning on reading during Spookathon. Please let me know your TBRs down in the comments below. Are you participating? Are you, by any chance, reading any of these books? I'd be curious. If you aren't, what books are you reading? Let me know all the things down in the comments below. I hope to see you participating. But beyond that, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye!